Hi, my name is Terry, and on this channel, Snowdrop Sunsets, I started this several years ago, and it was just basically me posting videos, getting used to just talking on camera because I had never done that before. Um, and that was in the lockdown, so like 4 years ago or something. Since then, I have done more videos. I changed to a different channel. I set up a business and I've been a lot more active on social media. So there are videos of me out there, and I generally make the videos in response to work I'm producing. And there's a part of us that I don't even know what this video is going to be about. I want to channel. I want to just be free to talk about my experiences on a really honest, authentic level. Not that I'm saying my other videos aren't authentic. It's just like in my other videos when I'm showing up, hosting, and I am, I guess, adopting a different role. I am sharing knowledge and sharing those videos from a place of experience. And when I show up in that role, if you like, to do that, I only do it when I authentically feel like I have the energy, capacity, inspiration to do it. So when I do that, it is very authentic to me. It's a different side to me, maybe, that I feel comfortable sharing online and sharing some of the knowledge and trying to make some of the experience I've had relevant to the people. Anyway, I don't want to go on too much because it's just this part of us that's like different to that. Yeah. Um, Perhaps more vulnerable, perhaps more less hosting, right? Like I don't want to host this video. I want to just talk human to human, but also channel what comes through and wants to come out based on my reality, my real experiences. Because my reality at the minute is that I am and have been for a long time very isolated. And sometimes I feel a bit lonely in that. But often I quite like being alone. I like my own space, and I've used that space wisely. And it's been a necessary, I think, part of like my personal growth and my spiritual growth. Although it wasn't necessarily chosen, in some ways it was like um I live in a place that's very rural in the UK. You might don't know if you recognize the accent. I'm from the northeast England, and there's not much about. So I'm not in a city. I'm not even in a town. I'm in a little village, a very run-down village that is surrounded by beautiful countryside and woodland, which I really like. And my day-to-day experience, which I'm generally happy with, like I'm very good at making the most of everything. So I love that I can go out and have these beautiful walks right on my doorstep. I don't have a car at the minute, um, which is a little bit kind of what I want to talk about, but not the car, all circumstances around where I am and why I want to channel. And so my experience is generally between my spiritual connection to God, my spiritual exploration that literally comes through me channeling and through my emotions, through my feelings. And I've done a lot of research in the past about like different other people's ideas of energy types and all sorts. Like I've learned a lot about spirituality. I've like dived into different religions, philosophies, all that for like 12 years now. And my energy tends to work like I like to connect with nature, and I get a lot of peace from that. I get channeling that comes like up and through me, through my emotions, and I process them, how I'm feeling, what the messages are with them. And I also get direct channeling from God, if you like. And I kind of know that I'm supposed to speak and write and get this stuff out in the world. However, it was a big block for me. So that's part of like a healing journey I've had to be honest to, which is why I originally started this Snowdrop Sunsets channel, was to try and open that and start talking. And it's been a bit of a journey. I want to do a video today, kind of talking about this, the disconnection at the minute, or what I feel like is these like different realities, if you like, between God, spirituality, social media, and screens, and real life, like the actual world, right? Because for me, I'm really trying to balance and manage all that. And it's quite intense. It's a lot. And I have to just remind myself that I'm like a human being living in one of the most politically charged, economically challenging, difficult places in society that we've maybe been through, certainly that I've been through, all while we have the most advanced technology. We've got this whole kind of through the screen reality. So like the internet is like this whole other dimension. And like loads of spiritual stuff going on. No matter what you tap in the spiritual communities, whether that be astrology, there's all sorts of astrological stuff going on, which I dip in and out. I know a little bit about, but it just kind of comes into my awareness in spiritual communities. Other channelers that I tap into, and just my own spiritual guidance and growth and experiences. It's been a really intense time. And me personally, I've been through a phase, I mean, for years, like I said, 12, whole life. It's just been a lot. But I want to kind of talk a little bit about briefly what happened in the past couple of years. So I have been through a phase of a lot of losses, deaths. Like I say, I lost my car, so I don't have any freedom of travel anymore. My business just kind of dried up. I was caring, like my mum had a stroke, and like I said, a lot of losses, a lot of death, like in my family, a lot of ill health in my family. And I kind of step into this like real world role of caring for others and just managing all the trauma of that. And then in amongst all that, also because of a really, really intense vision that I had after a suicide attempt 12 years ago, which kind of started on my spiritual awakening. I had devoted many years of my life to a community project that I was developing. It was kind of part of my spiritual path. And I don't want to go into too much detail, but that basically just was very nastily ruined. all at once, right? All this stuff. And then that caused this ripple effect on my health. And I'd spent a long time, like I say, on a healing journey. And suddenly I had no income. I had no work, no real support system in my family. My friends, what are friends anymore, right? And the only kind of channel I had to other people was like through social media. But then I was going on social media and I was just feeling really kind of disconnected from all of it. Like I feel like social media has become like the old media, which I used to work in or around, really ego based and desperate. You know, people trying to connect and make money and not often getting there. I do see some wonderful people online. Don't get me wrong, which is why I think I keep going back. And there's this innate thing in us, a human thing, that I want to connect with people. And that's what I've woken up with today. Okay. So, for example, yesterday I was really a lot of fiery energy the past few days, due with like full moon and all this stuff. Like I felt really, been really inspired. I've been creating a lot of content. I've been like trying to get my business up and running again, putting some work out. I even made a video, which I haven't made a video for ages, and I was on a real fiery energy, really uplifted, really positive, because I've, despite all these losses, my spiritual world has been incredibly expansive lately. I have been having to do a lot of shadow work, getting through a lot of old trauma and looking at my habits, my attachments, all of that deep work, and finding more and more peace, more and more love, more and more just a sense of calm I've never had before in my life. And I feel really spiritually connected in many ways, um, without actually a lot of the old channeling that I used to get that was quite confusing, lots of other spiritual influence, just a really calm, expansive sense of knowing and connection with God. And it's lovely, really nice. And then, like I say, like the social media thing, like you can pick and choose your social media. So I generally am on Facebook and YouTube. And the Facebook is a lot of people who are in business, coaching, a few spiritual people, eco people, and some people that I know still on there. My YouTube tends to always end up to be a lot of channeling, a lot of tarot, a lot of talking about speaking, debates, political debates, a little bit equal stuff comes on my YouTube. But anyway, yeah, I've just felt like because of the algorithms or whatever, I always kind of end up bottlenecked in these similar sort of feeds. They're very different, my Facebook and the YouTube, in different ways, and I use them. And obviously now with the rise of like the reels and all the short form content, I mean, I don't even know how many, if anyone watches this, right? No idea. My intention is that I want to kind of connect with people just on this really honest, grounded level. So the reason I'm doing this video is to find out if other people are going through the same sort of thing. And if you are, I don't know, just want to connect with the channel. I just need to get this out, really. I mean, it's maybe it's a kind of selfish personal thing, but I just want to get it out. And I also feel like it's what I've been guided to do. I keep getting a lot of stuff about like taking a leap and speaking out. And I'm like, wow, I'm doing all this stuff, getting my business back and all that. And I actually think maybe it's more about this. So anyway, I've got off on a little bit. So anyway, yeah. So because I was quite isolated, I just found it really difficult to actually connect with people in the real world. Like I have some really good friends and I'm always the instigator to try and connect with them. Because I don't have a car, I can't go and visit people. So I'm having to like rely on people for like favors. Because even to go get shopping, there's no like supermarkets here. There's like local convenience stores and stuff. But if I want anything, if I need shoes, certain, a bigger food shop, whatever, I literally need to rely on other people. So I've kind of got this like almost transactional connection with my family still and certain friends. And then other friends who I did connect really deeply on a spiritual level, or we did work together, which I felt was quite bonding around our desire to do good for the environment and things. I've just kind of drifted away. And then when I do connect with them, their energy is so different to mine, like really different. Like I'm in a place where I feel very peaceful, and then I'm connecting with other people, and it's like quite manic and stressy, and all I can see, no disrespect to my friends and different things, is just the shadow work they need to do or what they're avoiding. And I end up stepping into a role of that I don't want to, like being a mentor or whatever. And I just miss like hanging out with people and just being able to like chat, have fun even maybe. So I have also been like trying to connect with new people and praying and asking God to guide me to new people and following that inspiration when it comes. And then it takes a long time now, I realize, to build relationships, healthy relationships on an honest, authentic way. And relationships is, I'm not even going to pretend, the relationship is something I've struggled with my entire life. I've had to do a lot of learning around that as well, a lot of healing around abuse and neglect in relationships. And neurodiverse, I have all these, labels that I could put on myself, but I don't want to. I don't like that. My spiritual journey has taught me that that doesn't help. That doesn't define me. It doesn't make me feel any better, if you like. So I'm aware of why I may have had certain difficulties in relationships and things in the past, but it's not actually solving this deep need and desire, human desire I have to connect with other people. And I have been guided to people, and those connections just don't seem to take shape. Like, a lot of people aren't available. They're working. I work from home at the minute, and people are like in jobs and have kids or partners. And as a single person who doesn't have any of that, it's really hard just to get anyone's time or attention, never mind emotionally available time and attention, never mind spiritually available time and attention. Um, and then I pick up on people's energy, and I've just found it really complex to connect with people on the level that I would love to. I'm not going to deny that I wouldn't love that. Like, it's been a real driving force in my life for a long time, since my first spiritual awakening, and I literally like moved and just tried to connect with people on a grounded, yeah, let's face reality level, but also spiritual, emotional level. I've just found that difficult. And because of what I've been guided to do through my spiritual development, through my love of creativity and my experiences wanting to contribute to improving the environment, and I do activism work. And one of the things I did is like take over some land and without permission from the council, and turn it into a forest garden. It's going to be a lovely retreat space. And that was quite a bold move for me, right? Sometimes I have very bold moves, and that situation in the real world now is kind of coming to a head, as in it might be evicted. So there's another whole kind of confrontation, if you like, going on between these like power structures, and this really strong drive I have for like taking back our power as individuals, stepping into sovereignty, taking ownership of our land away from corporations and back into like humanity. I'm really passionate about it. So yes, what I wanted to do is just kind of do a video and just be really honest about all this going on in my life, in order to connect with people. Hopefully, this video. I don't know if anyone is even going to see it, because I'm not going to like be promoting it or doing SEO. I'm just going to let it float around in YouTube. But if you are another person who has found that balance in this different dimensions of life, spiritual life, which is very expansive at the minute, with social media life, which feels very egoic at the minute, and real life, which feels very vulnerable at the minute, it would just be nice to connect. And as I maybe get more inspiration, since I'm opening up this channel, I'm not committing to anything. I'm not a consistent person. I literally just live in my flow, go with what I feel. I cannot show up for something if I don't feel like it. I just don't have that in us. I can't do that anymore. Damages my health, and I'm not prepared to do that anymore. But yes, just when I feel like it, I'm gonna potentially do more videos. Maybe no. But I would love to know and how your experiences are between these like different dimensions of life. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go. I don't even know if that's gonna benefit anyone. You feel a bit better being honest about it. Well, I suppose that's one thing I wanted to say. Sorry, totally got off on one. The God I know, right? So this is so on YouTube, a lot of the channeling is very much based on like these words like expanding, transformation, rebirth, very optimistic and all that. And I'm not saying everyone's like doesn't talk about this. The God I know, right? The God I know, the spirituality I know is rough and tough and difficult. God is not a genie in my life. I don't have money. I don't have friends. I don't have the love I want. I don't have any of this. All I have is a past history of trauma and a lot of support to get through that. And God in my life is truth. That is the God I know, is just being honest. That is mentally, physically, emotionally, relationally, environmentally, navigating all of the complexity of it all to find peace. And I always find my peace here in my heart, is my connection to God. And that's what I guess I wanted to say. This whole video that's gone up on one. I don't want to see anybody talking about the reality. Not the reality. I'm not denying other people's realities. My reality of God. The experience that I've had of God, which is not all light and bright and love and light. And yes, God has supported me through my shadow work. All the information that I've had about shadow work, about healing, trauma recovery has come through a divine channel. Sometimes I've been guided through to a couple of different people or books, but all of it, my entire trauma recovery, healing journey has been divinely guided. And it's not been easy. And it's been very honest and difficult at times. And I guess I was wanting to connect with other people who knew that God, who doesn't think Jesus is going to save them, and who doesn't think all we have to do is sit and meditate, and who doesn't think all the answers are in tarot, and who can admit maybe everything's not going to work out all right. Maybe God's plan is that a lot of us and that society crumbles, and that's going to be a bit messy and awful, and yeah, okay, something will come out of that. I understand how ecosystems work and nature works. Sometimes things have to die and new things are reborn. Yes. But the reality of being human, living in that, like the actual reality of being a human being, living in that, is very different than what it seems a lot through spiritual channels and things on the internet. And the real world ramifications of what we have to learn to embody in order to live that truth in the way our society is at the minute, and the way technology is advancing, and the way the governments and the politics and the economy is advancing is very challenging. Like, it's a very challenging time to be a human right now because of all the spiritual expansion, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I am going to go now, but if you've watched, thanks. Really appreciate you. I really, really do appreciate you. Let's connect, make a comment or something. I might see you again. I might not. And I'll post another video. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.